bees, I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me, and today we are making a silk and camellia seed leave-in hair conditioner. The name might be a bit of a clue, but this gorgeous leave-in hair conditioner stars hydrolyzed silk and camellia seed oil. Camellia seed oil was one of the first oils that I really fell in love with when I got into DIYing. It's a gorgeous, ultra lightweight oil made from the seeds of the plant that gives us tea. It has been used in Japan for hair and skincare purposes for centuries and is absolutely gorgeous. The conditioning part of this conditioner comes from 3 different ingredients. There's some Polyquaternium 7, which just has, oh my gosh, the most gorgeous feel that it leaves in the hair. It just mwah. There's some Behentrimonium chloride, and there is some cationic guar gum. As always, if you're looking for substitutions, please make sure you're reading the blog posts linked in the description box below. At the end of every single formulation I share, there is like a list of substitution suggestions so you can make swaps for things that you have, to swap out the things that you don't have. So something that's really lovely about this conditioner is it is really nice and thick, even though it is a leave-in product with quite a small oil phase. So that's a combination of a few things. We have a fatty thickener in there, and the cationic guar gum also helps give some body to the conditioner so it can be really lightweight, won't weigh your hair down and leave it greasy, but it's also not really runny. You can see that even though my hair really is not very tolerant of oils, working that conditioner through there has not left it looking greasy or oily at all. It's really just smoothed my hair out and made it look and feel and smell lovely. Well, that's enough preamble. Make sure you are using the chapters links that I've put in the description box below so you can kind of click through different sections of the videos to see what it is you're interested in. Possibly you need a little bit of a replay of something here or there. Don't forget to read that blog post, but come on, let's get started. We'll begin by combining the ingredients for 2 different heated phases in 2 separate beakers. So this is our heated water phase and this is our heated oil phase. For the heated water phase, this is a 250 milliliter beaker and we already have 90 grams of distilled water in here. To that, I'm going to add half a gram of Polyquaternium 7. This is really thick and viscous. 1 gram vitamin B5 or panthenol. And this is 1 gram of hydrolyzed silk. Now, different hydrolyzed silks can have very different strength, scent levels. Sometimes it's really stinky. So make sure you smell yours first, and if it smells absolutely putrid, please either reduce the amount that you use or substitute it out. Read the blog for that. Mine doesn't really smell like much of anything, so 1% or 1 gram works really nicely for me. And for a heated oil phase, we're going to start with the camellia seed oil. So we need 5 grams of this, and our cationic guar gum, 0.3 grams. Just gonna give that a bit of a stir to break up any clumps. To that, we're going to add half a gram Behentrimonium chloride and 1 gram cetearyl alcohol. Before we move on to heating things, I'm going to weigh the water phase and note that weight so we can replace any water that's lost to evaporation during heating. So to heat everything through, I'm actually going to use the oven. So this is a cookie sheet, and I'm going to pop a 3rd beaker on there and pop some distilled water in there, so that's already just right and ready for us when we need it. So I'm gonna go put this in the oven at about 200 degrees Fahrenheit to melt everything through, because I find that Behentrimonium chloride honestly just will not melt for me in a water bath. So this is the only way I can get it to liquefy, and it's pretty easy. So just put it in the oven about 200 degrees and keep an eye on it. About 15 to 20 minutes should be more than enough. Once everything is heated through, we need to move pretty darn quickly. So I'm gonna pop that back on my scale, top it back up to that previous weight. I'm going to stir this with my spatula first to warm the spatula up, because if I stick cold spatula in melted oils, the oils won't be melted anymore. And in we go. Please remember that everything here is really hot. It just came out of a 200 degrees Fahrenheit oven. Don't burn yourself. Add a bit of a stir here, get it all combined, and then grab our immersion blender and start blending. All right, so that was about 4 minutes of blending. You can see this is still very liquidy. So I'm going to shuffle it off the baking sheet now. And this is now a reasonable temperature for handling, so I don't need oven mitts anymore. I'm gonna leave this to cool for about 5 minutes and then come back and blend it some more. All right, it's been about 5 minutes, gaining a titch of viscosity here, but not a whole heck of a lot. All right, let's go. Was about another 2 minutes of blending. Still pretty thin, but thicker than it was. Leave this to continue cooling. All right, so it has been about 10 minutes and this is still warm, but Definitely cooling down and gaining some viscosity. Okay, I'm just going to leave this to fully cool now. I think I'll go take my dog for a walk and I will see you later. All right, so it's actually been probably about 20 hours. Came home after that dog walk yesterday and didn't want to keep filming, so I popped some cling film on the beaker instead. This has fully cooled and thickened and it looks absolutely lovely. So now we can add our cool down phase and we'll be done. So here is our cool down phase. I waited out without realizing the camera was on. So in this little dish, we have our preservative Liquid Germall Plus at 0.3 grams and our fragrance or essential oil at 0.5 gram. I decided to use this Birchwood Oud fragrance oil from Brambleberry for this batch. I just really like the way this smells, but you could really use any essential oil that you like or fragrance oil. Just make sure you are staying within maximum allowable usage rates, and of course you can make it unscented by just using more water. To combine, I'm going to pop a bit of the hair conditioner in with our cool down phase ingredients, give that a nice stir, then transfer that back and stir to combine. And now all that's left is packaging. For packaging, I'm going to use this blue plastic bottle with a pump top lid. This is a bit long, as you can see, so I'll just trim that with a pair of scissors. And then we will fill it using a funnel. That is just about a perfect fit. Pop our cap in. Beautiful. In order to get the pump bottle working, kind of unscrew the top here, and find it usually helps to also pull up as you're twisting. Meant to dispense, prime up the pump here and there you go. Comes out fairly readily, but it's also not so rich that, you know, this alone will weigh down your hair, even if your hair is relatively fine and not terribly tolerant of oils like mine is. So you've got really gorgeous slip and you can just kind of broadly rake it through your hair once you've distributed it across your palms like this. And there you go. So we just made a really lovely Silk and Camellia leave-in hair conditioner. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and please make sure you're reading that blog post linked in the description box below. There's a ton more information down there, including information about substitutions, scaling, shelf life, and a whole lot more. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.